Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Okay, so you guys, thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves tonight. Thanks for being here. I hope you smash the like button and smash the subscribe button on your way in. Hit that bell so you can get notified if you haven't already. So next time I upload a video, you can find out. Leave a comment. I love interacting. If you're in the replay crew, leave a comment. Or if you are here, leave a comment. All right. All right. So thanks again. So tonight we are going to talk about Kyrie's List. Kyrie's List. Yes. So the thumbnail asked my question about Kyrie's List, y'all. Let's see. So I was thinking that Kyrie's List is a lot. Do you guys know what list I'm talking about? Here, I'm going to show you. Look at this. Look at this. Look. You see that? So that's a list. And the list is on top of him already, Kyrie Irving, you may or may not know, is a basketball player. And he posted something recently that got him in a world of trouble. And it seems like the trouble just isn't stopping, you guys, because today there's more trouble because Phil Knight, the owner of Nike, said that basically the relationship that Kyrie and Nike had is almost irrevocably severed. Like he doesn't see a way back from it, you guys, because of what Kyrie posted. So let's see. What did Kyrie post? Hope I can share my screen with you. Let's try this video. Oh, this. Oh, no. This. Okay. So he shared this. He shared this on his Instagram page. And they say that he's anti-Semitic because he posted this, just like this, that is available on Amazon, on his Instagram page. Now let's see if we can find the actual post that got him suspended. No, they just have the aftermath. They don't even have the post up anymore, you guys. But basically the post was, he posted this: Hebrews to Negroes, wake up, Black America. And he just posted it. He didn't really say anything. There wasn't any words like go buy this. He didn't say listen to this. He didn't say I watched this. He just posted it on his Instagram. And you may or may not know that Kyrie Irving is a member of the Brooklyn Nets, number 11, I believe. And so him posting this got him in a world of hurt. And it started with them demanding an apology. Them as in the team, and who else? So yeah, he posted that. And within a good 48 hours, he was suspended, and a donation of $500,000 was being made to an organization towards anti-Semitism. And he was like, I have a right to basically post this. And they were like, but you're promoting it. And he's like, no, I just posted it. And unfortunately, it resulted in him being suspended for 5 games without pay, because you could see right here, the Star, this is 7 days ago, you guys, here towards the end of 2022. 7 days ago, we're in November, the Star received a 5-game ban after he defended his decision to post a link to a documentary that had been criticized as anti-Semitic on Amazon. 8 days ago, he apologized late Thursday for tweeting a link to a documentary criticized as anti-Semitic. So that was on the 3rd of November through Mercury News. Let's see. They said that the film contains, the team said they made, I don't want to. So the team said they made repeated attempts to help Irving understand the harm and danger of his words and actions, which began with him publicizing a film containing deeply disturbing anti-Semitic hate. You see that, you guys? So he posted this, that it's available here on Amazon, paperback or Kindle, but it comes in other mediums too. It's not just books, but this is the book that I guess led to a documentary. Let's read what they say the description is. That they say could be anti-Semitic in this. Let's see. Why not just call it what's not real, fiction or nonfiction? Yeah, whichever. Why call it full-on anti-Semitic? Why not just call it fantasy? Let's listen to what the book says that it is. Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. Touches on subjects too controversial for most authors to reveal to the people. This book will expose the truths that have been hidden by the powers that be in America. Since the European and Arab slave traders stepped foot into Africa, Blacks have been told lies about their heritage. This was all by Satan's design, for he is the father of lies. There's an old stereotypical expression that says, if you want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book. Well, this is the book, and all Black people must read it. Since biblical times, there has been a satanic agenda to destroy God's chosen people. This agenda still exists today and is carried on by man in many forms. Satan knows who God's chosen people are, but for centuries have been blind to the knowledge, even though it's been right in front of our face. After many years of research, the time has finally come for all Black people to know the truth. Inside Hebrews to Negroes, you will find answers to the burning questions you have always wanted to ask your parents, teachers, and pastors for years. It has been said that the mind has a strong drive to correct itself over a period of time if it can touch some substantial, original, historical base about itself. This time period ending and truth being exposed. Is this signs of the end times? The Bible says in the last days that knowledge will increase It also says, "In the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams." Knowledge is truth, and Satan's time is running out. Don't be left behind. Find out what's really going on behind the scenes as it relates to Black America, then and now. Afterwards, you be the judge as to who God's chosen people really are and why Satan's army is really after, and who Satan's army is really after. At the end of reading this book, I guarantee you won't regret it. I don't know. It didn't say it was a money back guarantee, because all Kyrie did was post it, and it hasn't been good for him so far. He guarantee he won't regret it. Well, I don't know. I don't think Kyrie regrets it, and that's what they want, right? So that was a description right here in the book about the book. So far, I don't know what could have been anti-Semitic about that statement, because all of us are God's chosen people. I'm a daughter of God, so there's that. You know, I think people should let their deities be and not force it or restrict it in a way that is so divisive that someone simply posting this is anti-Semitic. So, Hebrews to Negroes, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Ever wonder why we are called African American? Ever wonder why we have no recollection of our history, language, culture, or identity, despite our connection to Africa? Ever wonder why we have been scattered into almost every landmass in the world? Ever wonder why we were forced into slavery? Ever wonder why, despite 500 years post-slavery, we as African Americans are still at the bottom of society? Ever wonder why we have more health issues in America compared to any other race? Ever wonder why the Arab, Islamic religion, and European Catholic Christian influence is so strong in Africa? Ever wonder why race and skin color is a taboo subject never addressed in Christianity? Ever wonder why over 95% of all Jews or God's children of God's chosen people are European? Right? That's right, Tammy. Thanks for being here. I don't have my phone. I'm going to give you a real clap in. Are you here, Tammy? Hi, Tammy. Can you see me? Hi, Tammy. There I am. Hi, Tammy. I love you. So glad you're here. Have you not been able to hear me this whole time? I don't know. Was I add me to the stream? No, was I there the whole time? Yeah, I just did that, right? Hi, everybody. Okay. Yeah, Tammy's right. Look. And now we need to watch it, and Bezos will make money and not get any heat. Exactly. Exactly. Like, what's up with that? Make it make sense, right? These are all questions most African Americans ponder at times, if not every day. Westernized education, the church, our parents, and our elders have not given us these answers. Well, it's for a reason so big that it'll shake the foundation of everything you've been taught to believe. If you tell a lie enough times to the public, they will eventually believe it to be true. If you can control what the public sees on TV, what they read in literature, and what religion they should follow, you control the people. Hebrews to Negroes will blow your mind to the point it will have you wondering, why is there so much deception? It'll have you then asking your own questions. There's a lot of catching up we need to do because Satan has been working hard and at keeping us asleep. Make sure you also check out the DVD documentary series, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America on the negronetwork.com. Feel free to contact me at Nico Dalton Jr. at Yahoo. GP Publishing has a barcode. It's 10 inches. This little 10-inch book. Oh, look, he got pregnant with a new thought, and now he's like getting shamed because he's a single new thoughter. Is that what's happening? Like if you were a single young mom and you didn't have the dad, or you were just unwed, you know how they used to chastise you and ostracize you and put a scarlet letter on your ass like he didn't stick a thing in you. But that's another live. Anyway, so he posted this simple book, Hebrews to Negroes. Now let's go back over here. So he posted it, and then this is what followed. He said, to all the Jewish communities that and families, to all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain and apologize. Irving wrote, I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic. Instead of focusing on, thank you, husband, instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt for the hateful remarks made in the documentary. I had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust or perpetuate any hate. I am learning from this unfortunate event and hope we can find understanding between us all, Irving continued. Irving was condemned last week by, among others, the Nets owner Joe Tsai and the NBA for tweeting a link to the 2018 movie Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, which is based on Donald Dalton's book of the same name and has been blasted as being anti-Semitic by civil rights groups. Okay, so you may or may not know that they decided to make Judaism an race ethnicity so that it could be covered under the Civil Rights Act, you guys. And 92% of the Jewish people in America are Caucasian. And that allows them to be into this group under Civil Rights Acts and therefore have this Anti-Defamation League and, get to be so very upset all the time. And they also redefine their meanings on their website periodically after chastising or punishing someone, or labeling someone rather, as being anti-Semitic. So, yeah, there's that. So, okay, anyway. So, who else said some stuff? Tasai, the NBA. Before Irving shared his apology, the team posted a statement on Twitter saying they made repeated attempts to help him understand the harm and danger of his words and actions, which begin with him publicizing this. The Nets said they were dismayed on Thursday when he refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic, I can't even say the word, y'all. He has none of those beliefs, nor acknowledged specific hateful material in the film during a media session. And freaking, that freaking, what was his name, reporter, was just too much in that interview. He was very disrespectful and challenging Kyrie on the right to have a thought and research about his own past, which is an empirical fact, has been hidden from us, which is an empirical fact, has been kept from African Americans. And now they want us to only go to 23andMe and let them tell us some bullshit over there. No, we have a right to research. I said before, science is based off of asking questions and theories. Theorizing and science are both no. The science is based off of asking questions, questioning the norm, questioning the status quo, questioning everything. That's what it's based off of, right? But when a Black person, an African American, a Negro, think about it, why else change the name of a people so much in this land? Nobody else had to go through that. So far since we've been here, we've been Negro, we've been Black, we've been African American, we've been anything colored, we've been so many different labels. Why they keep changing it? Unless they got something to hide. Could it be there is something to hide? Could it be hit dogs holler? I'm not sure. I'm just asking questions. This is all allegedly. You know? I mean, we're looking at it, but I'm saying it's allegedly because when people say what they look at, they get in trouble. So I'm just letting you know this is all for research purposes, and we're doing research and trying to find out why Kyrie has a list. Schindler had a list, and now Kyrie has a list. Is that too much? Was that being anti-Semitic for me to say that? I hope not. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. But they both have lists, and it's just, that's all I'm saying. That's the only other list I know that's famous like that. But that is a bad list. So, no disrespect. So anyway, let's get to Kyrie's list. Oh, and then we can listen to Farrakhan. So Kyrie apologized. And after he apologized, they still suspended him. 5-game suspension. Because whatever. Then they fined $500,000. So now he's off, right? The suspension started immediately. And he, I want that one too. Let's do another page. And so the suspension was already in play. And once the suspension was happening, while he's suspended, they end up giving him a list. No, I just did that. Kyrie's. I have it on the back thumbnail, but oh yeah, we can look at what Nick Cannon said too. Oh, here it is. Here's the list, you guys. So he has to admit that Taylor Swift's remake of September is way better than Earth, Wind, and Fire. He has to acknowledge Scarlett Johansson as the baddest chick. He has to add raisins to potato salad. He has to change his name to Toby. He has to watch the entire box set of Friends. He has to intern as a roadie for the Nickelback tour. And he has to call Vanilla Ice the king of rap. Is the additional demands. No, that's not the list, you guys. My bad. Let me get it. That's not the real list. Let me see. Where'd it go? I should have known. That's a Reddit list. That's not Kyrie's list. I'm sorry. That's not the real list. Here's the real list. I wanted the bullets on it. Okay, so here's the list. So this is after he got off, suspended, apologized, first apologized, still got suspended, still got fined $500,000. And now they delivered an additional 6 items while he's on suspension. This new list says he has to apologize / condemn the movie. Another $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. He has to do sensitivity training and anti-Semitic training, meet with the Anti-Defamation League and Jewish leaders, and meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding. After he already said sorry, after he was already suspended, after there was an initial $500,000 donated. They came up with this while he's on suspension, these additional things. So he already apologized. And that apology covered that, hey, they say that movie is not nice and it hurt y'all's feelings. I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. But they want him to apologize again and condemn the movie. So then I was like, what are they talking about? Apologize again. And from what I understand, let's look at what the NBA response to apology. Kyrie. Shh. They're going to wonder if you directed that movie. Okay. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let's see if this is it. Because the net said that his apology wasn't enough. Okay, so when was this? November 4th, after he apologized. There is going to be some remedial steps and measures that have been put in place for him to obviously seek some counseling designated by the team. We'll evaluate and see if this is the right opportunity to bring him back. No, where is it? Oh, here it is. Unequivocally say He has no anti-Semitic beliefs, nor knowledge or nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film. So they're calling it hateful for this Black author to research and find out that Black people are Jewish, and then question why there aren't more of them here, why there've been the great diaspora, and why the identities are so hard to get to for the Black people. It's very interesting that he would have to unequivocally say that and call it hateful. Look, they call it hateful material. Where'd it go, you guys? Here it is. They call it hateful material to question. Ever wonder why we're called African American? Ever wonder why we have no recollection of our history? Ever wonder why we have been scattered into almost every landmass in the world? They're calling it hateful for Black people to read this, or anybody, I guess. I hope it doesn't make me hateful right now. Okay, so that happened, and I just feel like that's overkill. I feel like it's overkill, and I feel like it's too much. He already apologized. Move on. I mean, literally. Did you guys know that this happened? Here, let's type this in and see what happens. Did you guys know this? This person didn't even apologize for anything. But I'm just giving us different examples of, atrocities, things that weren't apologies or six lists or whatever. I just don't know why he has to do additional steps, you know. Some people came out in Kyrie's favor, and some people feel like Kyrie brought it on himself. He should have known better. He shouldn't have done it. He doesn't have the right in America to post what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. He just signed a $37 million contract. Maybe that's this too. Didn't he just sign a $37 million option or some shit? And now here they come clucking with him already. You see that? So they own him. It's a form of slavery. And he's getting out of line. And they're taking him. As soon as it happened, I was like, this is like taking the biggest, strongest slave, one of the biggest, strongest slaves on the plantation back in the day, to the middle of the yard and dehumanizing him and degrading him and berating him, so that all the onlookers can know that I can do this to the biggest and strongest of you. So what can I do to you? Right? And they're doing this to one of the biggest and strongest of us, because in our eyes, the way the world is set up, the biggest ism is classism, right? The haves and the have-nots. Colorism, racism, and all this other angst is an obvious offset and igniter. It's like an inflammate. It like makes it, what's it called, Daddy, when the arson people go? Accelerant. Yes. It's an accelerant. Racism is an accelerant. Colorism is an accelerant. Sexism is an accelerant. The biggest ism in my eyes is classism, the haves and the have-nots. So let's see, what were we? Okay, so we did that. We looked at that. We saw some people he's already suspended. I just showed you how they said he needs to do unequivocal. I just showed you how Brett Favre is allegedly involved in a Mississippi welfare fraud scheme. I can't even say it. A timeline of Brett Favre's involvement in the Mississippi welfare fraud scheme. This is just updated here on November 8th, and it's November 10th today. It initially got reported over here on September 21st. So this quarterback, this dates back all the way to 2016. Volleyball. Let's see. So $2.5 million was paid to Brett Favre under an agreement advertised for the welfare program in 2017, and got 600,000 more and 500,000 more in 2017 and 2018. That's over $3 million. Construction began on Brett Favre's new volleyball facility known as the Wellness Center, initially projected a $6 million project. So this one person got over $3 million. Out of the program, Mississippi spent just 5% on, so Mississippi spent $7.3 million on direct cash assistance to poor families the same year it paid Brett Favre $2.5 million. There's no apologies for this. This is horrible. I hope there is for that too. So, I just hope they just spread all these apologies and list around, to everybody that should be apologizing unequivocally and everything. I just decided to throw that in there. A little more accelerant. Anyway, want some accelerant for real, for real? Let's see what Brother Farrakhan had to say. I don't own the rights to this. I just saw it actually the first time on Instagram. And shout out to this channel. Let me see, where is it? The Collective 9. Go ahead and give them a subscription. You guys go over there and subscribe to them and like this video. Since we're getting ready to play some of it, I hope they don't mind. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. But I did see it the first time on Instagram. Let's see what Farrakhan has to say.
Farrakhan, National Representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am speaking this morning to you on behalf of my teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I am sure that my teacher, who is presently on the screen, these find his own, accept his own, and be himself. I heard an intelligent brother, accept his own, not a foolish man, be himself, but he saw the movie because of all of these. The night. It was well researched. The people that did it, they had a purpose. The purpose of those people was to show us how we got from Hebrew to Negro. As I watched that, I could see my brother. He's not thinking about hating somebody. He's thinking about learning more about himself, because we are tired of being what others have made us. We must become ourselves again. And he was interested in that journey, and I can listen to him, and I can see him, and I can see that's the journey that he's on. He's not trying to hurt the nets. He's not trying to hurt the brothers that are playing ball with him. But he is trying to be true to himself. The greatest teaching of the God who came to find us and save us, he said, accept your own and be yourself. That is what Kyrie is trying to do. Find his own, accept his own, and be himself. I heard an intelligent brother, not a foolish man, but a man that has found something that is more valuable for him than being loved as a great, fantastic ball player. So many of you, my brothers, who are former players, and you've been so good at it, and you know who your managers have been, you know who your accountants have been and are, you know who your agents have been and are, you know who the owners of the teams that you play on, whether it's basketball, football, I don't know, whatever it is, you know who they are. And because of your greatness, they have decided that you should become rich. For hundreds of years, they didn't decide like that. For hundreds of years, they loved that you were poor and talented, so they could be your managers. They could be your agents. They could give you knowledge and give you favor. You don't see as God would love for you to see, because there are forces among us that they are afraid of. They are afraid that you will discover the truth of yourself and them. They don't want you to find who you are. Because once you know yourself, the next step is you got to rise up from where you are to be yourself. And yourself is a noble person, a righteous person, a person that can be labeled the Son of God. The Bible says of us, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So ye must have discovered something. He said, I am God. People that were interviewed said, don't talk like that. Why? Because you don't want us to identify with God. It's all right for us to call each other, yo, dog, how things going, dog? But each of us, Elijah Muhammad said, when you see a black man, you are looking at God. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted to give us that kind of knowledge. And he made us to stop using the term nigger and call each other brother, call each other sister, and learn to love for your brother what you love for yourself. And there are many black people in America and around the world that are digging at the knowledge of self. Many in America digging at the knowledge of self and sharing what they know. So Kyrie saw the movie and he wanted to share it with those that follow him. You know how we've been. You find a reefer and it's good to you. You call your friends and you share your reefer. They're not mad with that. Yo, dog, come on, let's smoke this. You don't say nothing about that. But when they get knowledge and want to share knowledge, they're not talking against you. They work to make you richer as you work to make them some money too. These people aren't anti-Semitic. Every one of them ain't never done nothing against you as a Jewish person. They don't do that. Not one of those do things to purposely harm a Jewish person. The man went to a movie. He saw something that taught him more about himself, and he wanted to share it. You looked at his passing on what he thought was knowledge that would sink his roots back in the soil of himself and the God. And you felt threatened by that. Why owners of the nets, why did you feel threatened? He didn't call you out by name. He just said he saw something and he put it up. You called it what? Anti-Semitic trope. The movie is almost a little over 2 hours. I'm sure there are things in there that you didn't like. But there are many things that you all have written about us that we don't like. You have been the one making us hate who we are and hate our origin in the world. You're the one that made Tarzan and tell us that that's part of us. You've done all of this to us, and we couldn't say nothing. You're the one that made a darky, a little black Sambo, and you made us to see that as who we are. Can't you see that we're tired of that? So because I and others of knowledge are spreading knowledge of God, knowledge of self, knowledge of the time, and also knowledge of an enemy. Because we couldn't be in a condition like this if we're all of you were our friends. We have enemies, and those enemies have dropped us down in the barrel of waste. We're not around here hating you, but we tell the truth of what we know, of what some of you have done to put us in the condition that we're in. Kyrie found something. I want you to say that you are sorry for saying something that is anti-Semitic. And he kept telling you, I can't be anti myself. You didn't want to hear that. You know you came from us. You know that you are not the father of humanity. We know our history and we know yours. We don't like what you're doing to Kyrie or to Ye. And when we see how you want to break him, destroy him, to keep him from saying anything that might enlighten our people. Do you know when you mess up his mind like that, he can't play? I saw the man playing ball the other day and he missed every shot, almost. He can't play with his mind in that state. And when his brother Kevin Durant said, I don't like none of this. He's not saying he don't like the movie. He's not liking what you're doing. You're a man who wasn't doing nothing against you, but searching for greater knowledge. And you decided to break him. You decided to put fear into men like Charles Barkley and LeBron James and other black men who had become rich and powerful. You wanted to say, you were saying to them as you were lynching Kyrie, you all better get the point. You all better get the message. They don't want you rising up into that knowledge that will make you a real man and not a glorified punk. I'm saying to the ADL, sir, we know you. And we know that we know you, and you know that we know you. Don't talk to Kyrie by himself. He can go and look at the horror of the Holocaust. Why don't you come and look at the horror of what your parents have done to black people in America and throughout the world? Why don't you come and study and repent of your evil to us? Then maybe we can sit down and have a talk like civilized human beings. Ye is not a hater. Ye is a lover. Kyrie is the same. but he wants to stand on a principle. And you see him standing, how intelligent he is, and the media keeps running at him with, why don't you say you apologize for anti-Semitism? You did the same thing to me. I've tried to have meetings with you. Let's dialogue about this. You don't want to dialogue with me. You want to dialogue with somebody that you know you can put down because of the power you have over them by giving them a contract and money that you can take from them if they say or do anything that you don't like. This is the day of judgment and justice.
Still, exactly.
These men
ST.
don't want to be against you.
Exactly, ST.
These men are grateful. You brought them out of college and high school and gave them a contract.
Thanks for being here.
You gave them a contract because you saw their talent. Haven't they made money for you all? So now you sign them up. And then Adidas comes by and Nike comes by and gives them a lot of money that they don't see. You have them on a leash. And whenever somebody like Kyrie or Ye rise up and you don't like it, you pull the chain.
You're welcome.
So we run out and dog our own brother because he did something for a principle. You will too. Life is bigger than paper with a white man's image on it. Life is bigger than a nice house and a nice car and a lot of bling bling. Life is bigger than an Oscar. Life is bigger than a belt. Life is bigger than something that says I am the best at what I do. I'm the most valuable player, or my team won. But as a people, we are losing. We cannot afford to lose any of you. You are our kith and our kin, our flesh and our blood. And so I wanted to say something to help us to come together rather than break apart. Because it's Ye and Kyrie today. But what they're doing to them is to make you, who are in the good graces of them, so you think. You see what we just did? Ye lost $2 billion in a few days. You might wonder, did he really have it? He lost that much that soon? You know when you signed the contract with him. I don't know what's in the contract, but you do. So evidently, Adidas and all the companies that Brother Kanye is signed
I enjoy
to,
talking on that subject, ST. I like that subject.
Until Mr. Ari Emmanuel told everybody just drop him. Beloved brothers and sisters, look, your day is soon coming. I'm asking you, stop beating each other up in the public. Stop doing that. But of course, that's what
this
the
is
master wants us to do.
This is a safe space, ST.
There's a slave here that's getting out of place, and teach him a lesson. Beat him up. I'm saying to you, don't do that. Call your brother. Come and sit down with us. Tell us about this movie. I understand that Brother Shaquille O'Neal put it up in his theater. Go see it. You don't want to read Secret Relationship with Blacks and Jews that we financed, we researched. Yes, sir. And you told me when we sat down. We had dinner together in the home of the Jewish rabbi. I went, others went. I brought some of my people. And there were two rabbis. There was Irv Kupcinet, great reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times. And after we had a beautiful dinner together, we looked like we were going to be on a page together where the controversy could stop. But the rabbi said to me, this is love
this
fest.
Part.
That is near the end of the dinner. But then he reached in his pocket and pulled out an envelope and said, but this is tough love. We want something from you. And they said, Minister, we have to watch you over a protracted time to make sure that you've changed. Then we had just put out the first volume of the secret relationship between Blacks and Jews. And you all told me, we want you to renounce this book. Because it's a great calumny against the Jewish people. You said that to me. You said to me, nobody that is deemed an enemy to the Jewish people is ever written of well in history. You know you control much of the publishing industry. So if you write the books, your people are heavily placed in the media. So when you all get ready to dog us out, you call those in that you pay. Then you told me that if I did all the things that you all asked me to do, you would clean up my image. You knew you dirtied it. But I'm not going to beg and bow to you to clean up my image. God is sufficient for me. And God is sufficient for Kyrie and Ye. And God is sufficient for everyone who has been made a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a billionaire. And then you call your man at Forbes and tell them, put it in the book, that there's a new billionaire black kid on the block. There's Miss Oprah, one of the most beautiful women you could ever have as a friend. But now she has something to lose if she's not careful. Careful means you have to guard your mouth. So you used to be able to open it. I'm going to do that again. You used to be able to open it. Now when they pull that chain, now you can't find your voice. You're afraid. When fear grips you because you think you're going to lose something that's dear to you, so you don't want to venture out because you're afraid. I say this, dear beloved, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. To resist means to withstand the action or the effect of. Because if I watch you for a protracted period of time, see, we need to watch them for a protracted period of time because we have never done to you and your people what you and your people have done to us. We don't need to go see the Holocaust. We feel your pain because we're really human beings. You don't feel ours. Because to you, 1,000 blacks ain't worth the fingernail of a Jewish man. I've read these things. Yes, sir. You want to have a real good dialogue so we can start afresh and anew? Because the old way is not going to work. I told the rabbi and Irv Kupsinet, 2 or 3 rabbis, Irv Kupsinet, they said, well, you got your truth and we got ours. I said, it's not about your truth or my truth. It's about what is the truth. If we can agree on the truth, we can build a better relationship. Now, I think we should watch you for a protracted period of time before we admit you into our heart as a friend. What about that one? You want my brother to go out and denounce a movie that is teaching knowledge of self?
He's eloquent, isn't he?
Why don't you call the producer of that, the writer of that, and make them say that what they did is a lie? It's still in the movie. Don't pick on my brother. If you want to fight, we can entertain you. We're all born to die.
Oh.
And at some point, I don't give a skip how powerful you are. Like I said to one of your brothers who had me, and I visited him in his penthouse apartment on 5th Avenue. And he offered me a drink. I said, sir, I don't drink. He said, well, you drink orange juice? I said, yes. He said, that's me. You listen to music? I said, of course. He said, that's me. Do you go to the movies? Of course, occasionally. He said, that's me. I said, sir, I know you're a powerful man. I said, but the God I serve, when it's your time to get out of here, neither your money or your power can keep you alive on this earth one fraction of a second after the decree of death is in for you. So who's really powerful? I'm not bowing to you. I bow to God. And I think we're going to get to that point where our people are not going to bow no more. We'll soon get to that point where your money don't mean to us what it means to you. When life don't mean more to us than the principles of truth upon which we stand. You're going to meet that kind of black person. You're meeting them now. And more you are making them by what you're trying to do to Ye, what you've done to Ye, and what you're trying to make Kyrie do to get back.
Right.
Friendship with
Nick
you
Cannon too.
that you never give him. Ain't no forgiveness in you. It's never enough.
Never.
He said, I apologize for the hurt that my going to that movie and advising others to check it out. It may hurt. That ain't far enough. You did the same to others. That's not far enough. We don't like your apology. Tell me something. How many of you would come and sit down and apologize to us for the transatlantic slave trade? You come now. Bring your wife and your children and tell us you're sorry for killing us, raping us, castrating us, and enslaving us, and making us chattel. Will you come and apologize? Our people can be like you. It ain't enough. See? If we tell you when you apologize, it's not enough, oh, you trying to pimp us and hustle. No, reparation ain't pimping. Reparation is what we deserve for the pain and anguish that you have caused us to suffer. No. But you won't do that. You won't do justice by us. That's why judgment is on you now. That's why you can't live a day without another calamity. And they're not going to stop. It's going to get harder and harder because the God of justice has claimed us, Kyrie and Ye, and Durant, and Barkley, and Shaq. We belong to God, not you. Don't try to use us against each other. If they want to talk to any of you, we'll go with you. You bring your rabbis. You bring your scholars. And I told him, when we look at our book that we wrote, we only quoted your scholars, your historians, your rabbis. So when they asked me to condemn our book, I said, oh, if it's all lies, I certainly will condemn it. But we only quoted your people. So when you come out and call everyone that we quoted a liar and an anti-Semite, all right, then I'll condemn the book. But you're not going to do that. When I told you at the end, I want to be your friend, that's why I'm sitting in your house, eating your food, and inviting you to my house, and we prepared food for you. I would like to get along with you. And so would Ye, and so would Kyrie. But you can't abuse them because you promised them wealth and nearness to white power. I'd like to close this little talk you should be desirous of making peace with us. Don't try to buckle us under because of all your power. God can take it away from you in the twinkling of an eye, and he's about to do that. You can come against me, as I said, with all the force and power of what you have, and I will stand on the truth that I was taught and stand with God. And as long as I stand on truth and stand with God, I will be the winner. And so will Ye, and so will Kyrie, and so will any of us who want truth in our lives and will fight for truth.
Okay, let's end that one there. I thought that was fantastic. The Reverend Farrakhan, that was awesome. Shout out to that channel. I'm going to put a link in the description. Okay, so we're in here tonight talking about Kyries List and whether or not it's too much. When an apology isn't enough, what's next? So we're in here talking about it tonight. And that was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan coming to the aid of Kyrie Irving and Kanye West for being called anti-Semitic, for aligning Black experience with Hebrew. So, and that's because of, I showed you guys earlier, but for those of you who are just getting here, thanks for being here tonight on Larger Curves. Smash the buttons, the like one, subscribe one. If you share with somebody, that'll help. Thank you. Okay, so this is the book that he posted on his Instagram. And in this book, it surmises, why is that so big? Go back here. There we go. So let's listen to some.
All around the United States, there is an uncertainty in the air. The morale of a lot of hard-working Americans is low. Day after day, month after month, year after year, Americans work only to feel like life is getting harder. Most Americans are now chasing bills and counting the days that their jobs blesses them with a 2-week paycheck. Many of Americans' paychecks are accounted for even before it lands in the bank.
Yeah,
It
Kanye's not on
seems
my
that as
list.
fast as we can get some money, the faster it is leaving our hands to our creditors and debtors. Debt, interest, and work are cracking the whip on many Americans, forcing them into a new form of slavery. Financial slavery, but also slavery over your mind and household. As most Americans are driving home from work tired, possibly stuck in traffic, with time to reflect on the day, it's easy to think about all the things that we have done or have left to do for the day or for the rest of the week. Do we have time to think about living instead of work, bills, and what our kids need? When do parents get to live their life? More and more, our lives are becoming busier, and it seems that we are spending less time living. A lot of Americans are working all day long, multiple jobs, extra shifts, overtime, and not really living. One can simply test this by driving through any neighborhood in America or driving past the nearest lake and noticing that every year there are less people outside enjoying nature. Backyard patios are empty. There are no kids in the front yard or in the streets riding their bikes. Old folks are working 30 to 40 years on the job until they get sick and die, just like a slave. Kids and grandparents are supposed to be at home. Where have they all gone? Because of the economy, and some may say the elite's agenda, most people are gone 8 to 16 hours of the day working. But if both parents are working, who is watching the kids? Children and their parents are both inside buildings where they spend over 1/3 of their day. What happened to the extended families of the old days, where the neighbors, aunts, uncle, and grandparents helped raise the children? What happened to time off or vacations? We have replaced vacation and enjoying life with working to make more money to pay for material things or debts we have accumulated. Some people even use their vacation days or days off to work other jobs instead of enjoying the day off with family and friends. Sad, isn't it? While husbands have to listen to their wives say, "Take me somewhere," they also have to calculate in their brain how much the trip is going to cost and how much working they will have to do to offset the cost of the trip. This thinking about working more hours and paying bills leads to less interaction between our spouses or children. This can equate to less talking, less intimacy, and less time spent teaching or playing with our kids. Worst case, it can lead to divorce and broken families because someone wasn't spending enough time with the other person. The problem is that we have become a society, a country, where we do too much thinking about everything that encompasses our daily lives and not enough time thinking or questioning what is happening right before our eyes. People like me and you may sense a feeling that something is coming or that something is about to happen. Maybe it's a breaking point, a point where one cannot take it anymore, and they're looking for an answer to all their problems. Unfortunately, it is not winning the lottery. It's a sense of feeling that the future is bleak and that something bad is going to eventually happen. With all that's going on in the world with unstable governments overseas, executive orders being signed by our president like it's no tomorrow, school shutdowns, threatened government shutdowns in the US at the end of the year, inflation, rising costs of healthcare.
Nothing about that was anti-Semitic. They must have the really, really like salacious parts tucked away somewhere in their basically the premise is that the slave trade somehow initiated this lie about Black people's heritage, and the heritage includes being Hebrews, and then that there's a plot, and the plot actually isn't a plot, it's Satan. It says right here, Satan knows whose God's chosen people are. So is that what part is anti-Semitic? I'm not sure which part. Answers to burning questions, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, so he posted that. You guys know Kyrie posted that, right? So then he even did another apology while he's off, you guys, because they came out with this list of 6 things. You guys know about the list of 6 things. Did you guys see that already? Where'd that list go? Oh no. Let's see. Kyries list. I must have X'd off Kyries list. Oh yeah, this is the list, you guys. Okay, so I heard about this list. Let's read it together. He has to admit that Taylor Swift's remake, what? What? Oh, you know what, ST? Exactly. Exactly. So while those were playing, I was up stretching. Okay. So, okay. So there's this list now of things, in addition to him being suspended, you guys, that they want him to do. And this is the list. But while the list is right here, before we go over it, let's go over these comments from ST. Thank you for being here. I finally think my phone is charged enough to do what I usually do. Okay, you guys. Thanks for being here. Audio, sound, yes, yes. Here we go. Thanks for being here. Thank you, ST. Thank you, Tammy Rosendez. Much appreciated. Yes, yes. So let's see these comments. Yes, let's go up here. They're not too many. So first off, we were talking about how just Kyrie even posting the book link to this book makes people want to go buy it. And look, it's $28.45 for the paperback. Used $39.54, but new $28.45. Maybe the used ones are signed. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Tammy said that. And then ST got in the house. The sad part is that they're still trying to control what Black people do, how we do it, and what we say or think. Total need to control Black bodies still. Right, ST? Exactly. Exactly, Larja. No, exactly, ST. That's right. Thank you for being here. Right? Larger, you need to do more commentary on race and systematic practices. Ooh, you know that's right up my alley. I am always trying. I'm hypersensitive to it. It's probably because, like, when I was around 12, I was sitting at the bus stop in Santa Monica, California, minding my business, and this Caucasian man drives by in a pickup truck. It was a very country moment, even though I was like in Lower Bel Air. Um, and he drove by and he's all, "You damn nigger," right? And I was like a preteen, okay, between 12 and 14 tops. And this, I'm getting verbally assaulted and abused. And I'm like a kid, right? So, yeah, I'm hypersensitive to it since that interaction. But my grandma did tell me something, you guys, that has come in so handy. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. Just keep that in mind. Those who know, know. Me too, me too. Okay. They need to seriously repent for their sins, but they won't ever. That was in reference to, we were listening to Farrakhan, Louis Farrakhan's response and admonishment of this over punishment to Kyrie Irving for posting this simple um, link to this movie here, calling him anti-Semitic for doing so. What you just heard play was the actual audio right here, available on in to anybody's ears anytime, um, to go over there and freaking get that and listen to it and peruse at your own whim. So that's on Amazon. And what else? You know who else had something to say? Nick Cannon. I liked what Nick Cannon had to say too. He didn't do it as, you know, I bet people would call what, oh, did I type what I said? Nick Cannon poetic. That's not what I meant. Nick Cannon, Kyrie, Buck, right? Uh, yes, here it is. A day ago. So a day ago, Kyrie
I bumped
Irving.
into one of my brother's friend's mom, and she was.
Don't mind that. Let's see whose this is. 86,000 people. Who's that? Champ Syed. Shout out. We're just here for the comments, you guys.
I said Kanye not crazy. He's
Inside because they were.
Again, you want me to waste my time?
I don't know the direction the steps that he take. But he's apologized for what he said.
Oh,
I was looking, let's see where it
Derrick
is.
James.
That
The
was
champ side, the
it.
baddest brand in the land.
Okay. He was speaking in defense to the guy, and they had this talk. Is this it? I can't play this one. I don't think. TZM. Yeah, I can't play that. Do they have the words for it? Okay, so he defended Irving. Nick Cannon is he. Defended Irving during the conversation with Anti-Defamation League CEO Jonathan Greenbelt this week, saying, I can wholeheartedly say I know Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic. Greenblatt says he took serious issue with Irving sharing a film that questioned the legitimacy of the Holocaust. Like from what we just listened to in the sample of the book, it said nothing about that. So I'm not sure what chapter might have made reference to this, and any questionable legitimacy therein that would warrant, dismantling somebody because they're like, hey, I saw this, maybe you should look at it too. I mean, somebody suggested I see like the movie Boys Don't Cry, and somebody else suggested I should see the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and somebody else, and nobody is getting in trouble, for real, for real. So I'm not sure how this is warranting such a harsh reaction when entertainment, documentaries, questions, research, theories are all just part of the society we live in as logical thinking people who are evolving and researching what they're going through, right? Which is what Kyrie said. Anyway, so Cannon says it goes both ways though. No, Greenblatt took serious issue with Irving, sharing that the film questioned all that and the legitimacy of the Holocaust, which explained is dehumanizing to Jewish people. So to question the legitimacy of the Holocaust is dehumanizing to Jewish people. Cannon says it goes both ways, though, claiming the conditions of Irving's suspension, including meeting with Jewish leaders and completing trainings, is similar to buckbreaking. Nick explained the term for Greenblatt, saying the slave masters would bring a buck, the one that gets out of line, so all the other slaves would see lash after lash, show them power to set an example. This is what you do to fall in line. So when we see the 6 things that Kyrie must do to get his job back, it's dehumanizing. Cannon came under fire for making anti-Semitic comments of his own in 2020, and he agreed with long-held stereotypes of Jewish people, including having control over banks and much of the world's wealth. Nick also suggested white people were a little less than dark-skinned people. He also defended ex-Public Enemy member Professor Griff for saying in the late 80s that Jews spread wickedness around the world. Cannon later apologized for his comments, saying he was ashamed and all of that. So he has backup, you guys. He has some backup. Let's see. There was one other thing we could look at before we go tonight. We saw this. Oh no, this was it. So I was telling you guys how he apologized again. Okay? Let's see what ST says. Revelation 3:9. Let's check it out. Right there. Revelation 3. Oh, people must look it up a lot. Okay. A third of mankind was killed by 3 plagues of fire, smoke, and sulfur that came out of their mouths. The power of horses was in their mouths and in their tails, for their tails were like snakes, having heads with which they inflict injury. Behold, okay, and this one, the King James Version says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are the Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before. So this is a Bible verse, you guys. Thank you, ST, for pointing this out. So they're saying it's anti-Semitic to say the things people say. And the Bible says right here, behold, I will make them a synagogue. I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Wow, ST, I forgot about that one. You know, I walked through the Bible with my grandma back in the day, and I won the concordance because I like memorized something while we were there. That's a fond memory. Thank you so much. And thanks for pointing that out. Wow. Wow. So, you know, this list is amazing that they have for Kyrie. They want him to admit that Taylor Swift's remake of September is way better than Earth, Wind, and Fire. And they want him to acknowledge that Scarlett Johansson is the baddest chick. He needs to add raisins to potato salad. He needs to change his name to Toby, watch the entire box set of Friends, intern as a roadie for Nickelback tour, and call Vanilla Ice the king of rap. No, that's not really the list, you guys. Let me see. I was just kidding. That's not the list. This is the real list. Let's see the real list. This. Okay. They need him. So he already got suspended for 5 days. There was $500,000 involved already. And then they came up with this additional 6 things that he needs to do before he can return. Let's go over them again real fast, okay? He needs to apologize and condemn the movie again, because they say he didn't do it all the way the other time. He wasn't, I don't know, what they said, unequivocal, or we'll go back and look at it. Anyway, so they want him to do it again. He already did it, and he just did it again. Watch and see if that's enough. Another $500,000 donation to an anti-hate cause. I don't know if I heard that the other people gave it back, so maybe it's that because of that, or I don't know if it's an additional one. Sensitivity training he has to do, anti-Semitic training he has to do. He has to meet with ADL and Jewish leaders, and meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding, all because he said he watched this. All because he posted that he watched this movie, you guys. What's that? Is that being anti-Black while calling him anti-Semitic? I mean, how is it anti-you to research me? How would that be? What's the problem? I mean, it's literally the reverse of what Sammy Davis Jr. did. He literally converted to Judaism, you guys. Sammy Davis Jr., a Black man, converted to Judaism, you guys. But Kyrie Irving watching a movie called Hebrews to Negroes that looks at what could possibly be an alternative fact, reality, theory, you know, whatever, conclusion. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong for him to do that, but Sammy Davis Jr. can convert to Judaism. Are we together? He can convert to Judaism, but Kyrie Irving has to do this list of stuff before he can come back because he posted this. Does that make sense? Am I missing a lot? Am I missing a little? You guys know I live, you know. Okay, I don't have to say it again. Okay, we have to get you 1,000. Yes, 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 ST. Thank you. You guys, yes. Smash this like button. Share me, you guys. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I'd like to do it before the end of the year is the goal. And but sooner would be awesome because I'm so close. I only need like 157 or something like that. Or 58. I don't know what it is right now. So that would be fantastic if you could share this video, share with a friend or an enemy, you know. I'm sorry you had that experience. Yeah, I was just sitting at the bus stop and that Caucasian man passed by in his pickup truck and called me an inner. Yeah. It's a lot to process. I went home, I was like, Grandma, I was like, this dude was like, da 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 da. She was like, oh, baby, it's okay, baby. Come here, baby. So I got a big old hug. And then she's all, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. And so from then on, if anybody said anything I didn't feel like dealing with, I'm not turning around. You not talking to me. If you don't know my name, then hey, you're not talking to me unless you're saying something I feel like dealing with, right? Because of what Granny told me. So anyway, let's see. I appreciate that, ST. Knowledge is power. That's why they are trying to erase the real truth. We cannot let them do it. Exactement. Okay? That's not the verse. Oh, which is not the verse. Wait. Okay. However, I looked it up, the verse for what the Bible calls the real Jews. They are pure in spirit. That is who. Okay. They are pure in spirit. That is who a real Jew is. Their hearts are different than ours. However, I looked up the verse for what the Bible calls the real Jews. They are pure in spirit. That is who a real Jew is. Their hearts are different than ours. We are a very forgiving, righteous people. We do turn the other cheek just like it's inherent. We do a lot of that. Let's take a look at this Revelation 2:9, King James Version. Okay. Know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You guys, whoa. Ooh. That's a lot, you guys. Thank you, ST. Let's go look up Romans. She said Romans. They said Romans. Where'd it go? And that was King James Version. Let's go up here. We're doing some Romans. Because I did call this research 28. Okay. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh. Let's see. We started at 28. Gentiles. 17 says, Behold, thou art called Jew, and retest in the law, and makest thy boast of God, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thou art guide of the blind, a light to them which are in the darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest not thyself? Thou that preachest, oh, sorry, you guys, cottonmouth. Water. Me. Yellow, yellow. Blue. Me, blue. Sorry, you guys. Felt like my lips were sticking to my teeth. Oh, really? They don't like the Bible here, huh? Oh, really? You know, I actually do have a patron. Let's see. I do have a patron. I actually do. It's Larger Curves, you guys. I'm gonna just make it free for now till I get to 1,000. So those of you who are with me now can just be there with me now for free. And then when I get to 1,000, then it'll be like the VIP is closed. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to go adjust that. But I do currently have a Patreon. It is Larger Curves. Oh, yes. It's seeming that way. For no one is a Jew who is merely one outwardly, nor is circumcision outward and physical. But a Jew is one inwardly, and circumcision is a matter of the heart by the Spirit, not by the letter. His praise is not from man, but from God. Yes. For the people in the back. So yeah, if I'm not supposed to be reading the Bible on here, I'm sorry. But this is for research, and we're researching just different aspects of Judaism. I mean, there is quite the rabbit hole that we could go down, but I don't want to take you too far down there with me. I just wanted to talk mostly about this list, and I think we did. At least we got to hear different POVs from supporters of Kyrie Irving, although I did not find, let me see, actual Nick Cannon. I think they deleted his video supporting it. You know how you go back and the video will be gone? Yeah, that happens all the time in freaking happens all the time in Instagram. Let me see. I'd like to. I get so. I get. Oh. This is what the Nike president has said. In addition to the 6 things, in addition to him apologizing now for a third time, in addition to him, I guess, considering all these other demands, now Nike, I thought this was Jimmy Carter, you guys, when I saw this. I'm sorry. I did, though. I totally thought it was Jimmy Carter. Let's see. Let's go here. No, let's just leave it alone, Larja. Okay. Hi, guys. Okay. So this one, we're going to listen to this dude. This is the Nike president, Nike co-founder of Nike, Phil Knight, says Kyrie Irving's relationship with the company could be over for good. I doubt that we would go back, he's saying, because Kyrie looked at this movie, you guys. Look at this. Look at this. Let's listen to this jargon.
Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that. You know, Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that. Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that. You know, the decision with Kyrie.
So he apologized 3 times, and we ended the relationship because of his actions. And his actions was he posted once, apologized 3 times, got punished 5 times. And now you're not going to come out with his tennis shoes anymore. I wonder if they're going to pull Adidas and colonize his designs where they retain the style without his moniker on there, without his label, and kind of like She by Charade, where it's white labeled, where it's the exact same shoe without Kyrie's name. You know what I mean? And because they're doing that to Kanye, where they are going to continue to produce the Yeezy style shoes while not paying Kanye for, he designed it, but he doesn't own the design. He owns the name. They own the design that he produced with that name. So they're going to still make them without the Yeezy name. Now, from what I'm understanding, a lot of people are saying they won't be buying them because the only reason they bought those moon-looking shoes anyway was because it had Yeezy's name on it. So they colonized his shoe design, just like they colonize a lot of things, just always moving in somebody else's house while they're home. Yep. That's on occasion. My allegedly thing is right there. You see it. It says, what does it say? Let's see. Thank you for being here. Please be respectful in the chat. Allegedly. See that? Allegedly. Everything here is allegedly. Thanks for your support. Cash App, Larger Curves. Okay, so maybe I should say everything here is allegedly. Because, you can't have all of these opinions and stuff lately. Anyway, Chris Maxwell's in the house. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's go. Thank you, Chris. You know what? Thank you for being here. Yes. So we are up here tonight talking about Kyrie Irving and his list, Kyrie's List. So, yeah. No way. That would be fantastic. I got one Mims, he popped my cherry with the Cash App. And so I've received one before. Um, and that was beautiful. And I totally appreciate any support for the channel because I was trying to get this new microphone because right now you guys hear me through this laptop. And, I've been hearing some really crisp sounding voices over these waves. And I was thinking, I'd like to invest in one of those. So it's on my wish list. And yeah, let's see. Okay. So let's listen to what else. Yes, okay, period. Yes. Let's listen to what else this Phil guy had to say. Phil Knight, that's his name, right? Phil Knight, that's his name, right? Oh, darn, I made it sound awesome. And he's a jerk. So first he said,
He stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that. Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And
the decision with Kyrie, as you said, he crossed a line. Did he have a chance to step back? Because it seems like the Nets had given him plenty of opportunities to apologize. Was that the same situation?
Yeah, same situation. He was dug in.
So is there no going back at this point? Was that like?
I would doubt that we would go back, but yeah. So that's, but I don't know for sure.
The decision with Kyrie, as you said, he crossed a line. Did he have a chance to step back? Because it seems like the Nets had given him plenty of opportunities to apologize. Was that the same situation?
Yeah, same situation. He was dug in.
So is there no going back at this point? Was that like?
I would doubt that we would go back, but yeah. So that's, but I
no way, no freaking way. T-shells. That is, oh my gosh.
Was that the same situation?
Yeah, same situation.
That is crazy, you guys. Thank you. That is awesome. I'm going to put it in that account and it's going to go straight over there so we can get that beautiful freaking microphone. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying new different heart styles. I like that one because, I used to live in LA. So there's that. Or it can go like that. But that one's kind of backwards and claw-like. But everybody loves this one. And then, of course, this one. But that's kind of knuckly. But that's why I really have been liking this one because it's kind of like, yeah, I like that one. So, oh, you can hear me fine? I see that. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Going to the account. No, that is excellente. Excellente. Thank you so much. Let's see what's happening. Whoa. We got to get you one of these. One of these. Yes. 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 Thank you. Yes. Awesome. So isn't that amazing that that guy, Phil Knight, has all this to say extra? Isn't that crazy? So, no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you. I got that. Beautiful. Isn't that crazy that they want him to go through all of that, you guys? So Phil Knight is now severing ties with Kyrie Irving. Now, didn't something happen with Kyrie Irving just recently with his money? Let's see this. So that's Kyrie's list of demands. Let's open another thing because we can. And let's look at Kyrie's, not his shoes. Not his list of demands. Oh yeah, 37 million. How did I forget that? So, just here recently, Kyrie, let's see when this was. No, I don't like that. I don't like that site. I don't like when ladies pop up. Abort, abort, abort! Let's see. Okay, so just here in June of this same year, you guys, Kyrie Irving opted in to his final year for $37 million. Did you guys know that? That's a lot of moolah, right? You invest that, you put that in an interest-bearing account where you're getting 3% a week. Booyaka. Booyaka. Booyaka, booyaka. Right? That 37 million can go so far. So Kyrie, he was making some good money, you guys. So this kind of overkill punishment is very take you to the center of the yard and make an example of you. You know, hey, yeah, we let you get 37 million, but look, you're still black enough that we can control what you post on your social media. We just gave you 37 million and you still can't go see a movie and have a thought about that movie without you offending us to the point where your 3 apologies aren't enough based off of your entire history, your actual actions of being an outstanding human other than that. Like, I mean, does he live an anti-Semitic life? Not at all. Never. Everybody starts the sentence with, yeah, we know he's not anti-Semitic, but. So the but is, for the people that want to think a thought, the but could be that, but you're black. It could be that simple and that harsh and that reality and that blatant, you know? So, yeah, we could let that go. But look, we're going to have to make an example of you, bruh. We just gave you 37 million. You all uppity now or something? Thinking these independent thoughts instead of what we tell you to think? Huh? Maybe? Is there a little of that going on? Or did he really hurt somebody's feelings by going and seeing this movie and posting it on his social media? What happened? Can you tell me? I want to know. I mean, I really want to understand because to me, I'm baffled. I'm literally baffled. That's why we're doing research tonight. It says right here on my banner, research, Kyrie's list. Like we're research is Kyrie's list. So we're really researching all the aspects that could create the need for a list after 3 apologies And after this over punishment with homeboy right here.
Yeah, the decision with Kyrie.
Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that. Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. And so he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that.
Yeah, the decision with Kyrie, as you said, he crossed a line. Did he have a chance to step back? Because it seems like the Nets had given him plenty of opportunities to apologize. Was that the same situation?
Yeah, same situation. He was dug in.
So is there no going back at this point? Was that like?
I would doubt that we would go back, but yeah. So that's. But I don't know for sure.
You know, the decision with Kyrie, as you said, he crossed a line. Did he have a chance to step back? Because it seems like the Nets had given him plenty of opportunities to apologize. Was that the same situation?
Yeah, same situation. He was dug in.
So is there no going back at this point? Was that like?
I would doubt that we would go back, but yeah. So that's. But I don't know for sure.
You know, the decision with Kyrie, as you said, he crossed a line. Did he have a chance to step back? Because it seems like
isn't that crazy, you guys?
Opportunities to apologize.
That they can do that to that man. He's just sitting back. You should see this video. I thought it was Jimmy Carter. I hurried up and turned it on. I didn't even read it. Said Phil Knight. And then this man, he wasn't talking about anything and he wasn't happy. And he's just saying this. I was like, who is this old man? This old man, he plays superior. You better kiss my anterior. Right? So, yeah, that's a lot. I feel like it's overkill. Thus the thumbnail. Is it overkill? Kyries List. Overkill? Plus Nike drops him. Plus 15 apologies. Just for researching his history. Because honestly, I mean, the saddest part of this is that where's the compassion for Kyrie that he even has to go searching for an origin? His greatness is natural and inherent, yet he has to search for his origin in a way that led him to the same way. Look, we were just on here. We're just looking at this in Amazon. We're in Amazon right now. See, look, Amazon.com. Looking at Hebrews to Negroes. Look what happens in most places. It gives you more stuff to explore. Oh, It could look. There's a book also called The World is Black. Oh my gosh. Dare I click on it? What about this one? The One World Tartarians. I don't know. What's happening? The invention of the Jewish people. Oh my gosh. There's more stuff on this place. And it's all because all I did was scroll down the page. And it's suggesting these things to me. Look at that. Look at these things being suggested to me. I'm not searching for this. This is my first time even typing this in here. I'm like, really? The invention of Jewish people? What's this? What could that even possibly be about? I mean, we were only looking at Hebrews to Negroes, and it suggested the invention of Jewish people. Enoch, the Ethiopian. I wonder why that's relevant. The Negro rulers of Scotland and the British Isles. Well, the King of Scotland was a black man, and King James was black. Yeah, the one that wrote the Bible. He commissioned the Bible. Yes, then I feel like that's part of where our demise started. Was that right there? He created that Bible, and then they was like, oh, look what your king left you. He said that you guys were the children of Laban and you guys are supposed to be servants. And look, that was his dying wish. And then they offed him. And then they immediately do what they do and moved in already, built up everything. They just took over and flipped the script at the turning of the tides when the Black King of Scotland passed. That's my theory. That's just one of my working theories, because in my research of Scotland in particular, I've came across that as something that could possibly be a theory and a timeline as to why and when the switcheroo happened. When we did actually go from rulers and kings and queens of the most richest empires in the world, and just in an instant was overtaken by the whitewashing that would ensue and erase our legacies of greatness and our legacies of rulership and our legacies of so many fabulous things and contributions in a positive manner that would warrant our being here on this planet, as something to be like, revered in a way, like, respected, like at least, right? And instead, it's hunted and persecuted and overpunished and overpoliced and overpriced. And oh, look, the Bible is Black history. Look what else it's suggesting, you guys. The Apocrypha, the sealed portion, the 13th tribe. Cardivan's Compact Dictionary Bible. Look at all these things. Oh, the Jew, a Negro. Oh my gosh, only $5. Let's check it out. I just have to see. He better not ever post this. This just came out in March of 2019. The Jew, a Negro, being a study of the Jewish ancestry from an impartial standpoint. Let's listen.
Genesis 9, verse 25.
Uh-oh.
This curse, if it be a curse, being pronounced not against Ham, the immediate transgressor, but against his son, who does not appear from the words of Moses to have been in any way concerned in the crime. Though the Jews believe it was Canaan who first discovered his father's nakedness, and went and told his father, who made sport of the accident, has occasioned several conjectures. Some have believed that Noah cursed Canaan because he could not have well cursed Ham himself, whom God no long before had blessed. Other authorities claim that this curse was merely a prophecy that the sons of Japheth and Shem should have dominion over the sons of Ham. A learned author has affirmed, see Mead's works, that there has never yet been a son of Ham who has shaken a scepter over the head of Japheth.
I can't fast
Shem
forward
has subdued
samples.
Japheth, and Japheth has subdued Shem. But Ham never subdued either. However, this must be a mistake. If there be any truth in what the Egyptian histories relate of the actions of Sesostris and some others of their kings who have conquered the greatest part of Asia and Europe.
Yeah, that didn't really tell us anything. Just like the other book that we heard didn't really say anything wrong. But I wonder what someone called this book anti-Semitic because of the title also. And the questioning that the origin of, or no, they said it was anti-Semitic because somehow the book questioned the legitimacy of the Holocaust. Okay. Speaking of that, let's open another one of these. Legitimacy of the Holocaust. Let's look up the. So, timeline of the Holocaust is right here. And you see that? 1934. So you saw that date on the other one, right? You saw that, right? So if you say the first Holocaust in history, it shows you the Holocaust that we just saw. The Jewish Holocaust as we know it. Okay. I better stop this, huh? So, okay. So this is the timeline of the Holocaust, when you Google the first one in history. But then when you Google the first one in Africa, look what happens. That happened in 1904. 30 years before this one, you guys. You see that? Modern day Namibia, genocidal massacre, starvation, concentration camps, human experimentation, extermination through labor, 24,000 to 100,000 heroes killed, and 10,000 Namakaos killed. The perpetrators were Lieutenant General Lothar van Trotha and the German colonial forces. Motive: collective punishment, German colonialism, and German imperialism. And when you do this one happened in 1941. So 40 years later, it happened. And they're saying that this was also Germans, ethnic cleansing, mass murder, 6 million Jews. Perpetrators was Adolf Hitler, Nazi Germany, its collaborators. List of German perpetrators of Holocaust, anti-Semitism. Motive was anti-Semitism, racism. So anti-Semitism is defined here, finally, as anti-Semitism is hostility to, prejudice towards, or discrimination against Jews. A person who holds such a position is called an anti-Semite. Anti-Semitism is considered to be a form of racism. Racism is a belief that groups of humans possess different behavioral traits corresponding to inherited attributes and can be divided based on the superiority of one race over another. It may also mean prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against other peoples because they are of a different race. Pan-Germanism. Oh, let me go back. I didn't want that thing. Is occasionally known as Pan-Germanicism. It is pan-nationalist political idea, originally sought to unify all the German-speaking people and possibly all Germanic people in a single nation, the Greater Germanic Reich. Okay. So this is saying that okay, so they're saying that I wonder how he questioned the legitimacy. Like, was that questioning the legitimacy of the Holocaust? I don't know. Me reading that? I hope not. Shout out to Wikipedia. Shout out. So yeah, he got $37 million, y'all. ST, thank you for coming through. I'm wrapping up. So yeah, because that's pretty much it. I feel like, okay, so far this research is making me feel that one theory that we can just like put down as a possibility on the rough draft sheet as an alleged possibility is that perhaps because Kyrie got this $37 million in July, when it came time for him to have a free thought and he decided to post Hebrews to Negroes on his website and say that he saw the movie or whatever they're saying he did, which was promotion, is enough for him to have to do all these apologies. This is the latest one. He did this one. When did he do this one? This is the most recent one. While doing research on Yahweh, I posted a documentary that contained some false anti-Semitic statements, narratives, and language that were untrue and offensive to Jewish race religion, and I take full accountability and responsibility for my actions. I am grateful to have a big platform to share knowledge, and I want to move forward by having an open dialogue to learn more and grow from this. To all Jewish families and communities that I hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry that I have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic, instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary. I want to clarify any confusion on where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting the documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed with and disagreed with. I had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust or perpetuate any hate. I am learning from this unfortunate event, and I hope we can find understanding between us all. I am no different than any other human being. I am a seeker of truth and knowledge, and I know who I am. Kyrie Hila. Okay, so that's his most recent apology. And I just feel like enough is enough, you guys. Enough is enough. Leave the man alone. Let him play ball. He gets to post what he wants to post, especially when this happened. You know, about Brett Favre and his getting $2 million, and the whole state of poor people only got $7 million that year. But they gave him $2.5 million personally for his charity personally. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, you guys. ST, thank you for that Cash App. I appreciate the support. You guys leave a comment in the replay crew. What do you think? Like, is enough enough? How many times does a person need to apologize? And if the new norm should just be that you have to apologize 11 times until we feel like your apology is good enough. And let's see if that flies with everybody for every situation, including the anti-Blackness that is a regular occurrence in these streets. Okay? Okay? So let's see the next time somebody Black gets super disrespected, if anybody's made to apologize 11 times and take off work and apologize to all the Black families and all the Black peoples in the whole world who they could have possibly offended with their perpetuation of harmful stereotypes of Black people. Let's see when that happens. I mean, I'd actually love it to happen. So, hey, I'm sure Kyrie would be fine with being the first of setting the precedent for apologies all the way around. How about that? While we're so concentrated and focused on 6 more things you need to do before you can come back to work to be around me. How about that? How about I get 6 things that you need to do before you can be around me? How about that? How about that? It can go both ways, because in your demand that I acquiesce, or that Kyrie, this is who I'm speaking as, because all this is allegedly. So in your demand that I acquiesce and submit to a certain type of apology that you oversaw, because you're actually an overseer. So you oversaw the apology and you decided it wasn't enough. So I get a couple lashes. So I do another apologies that you oversaw, and that wasn't quite good enough either. When are you going to learn? So you do another apology that was oversaw by overseers, but that's wrong to say too, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that's wrong to say, Larja. Sorry. But you're right. I got a Patreon, and that's where we're going to take it. So I'm going to get it together over there so that, like I said, it's going to be free for the people that come over to my Patreon at Larger Curves. Over on Patreon also, I have the same kind of landing page when you go over there. And so go check it out, because we can talk deeper over there, because I love going down rabbit holes, and we can figure it out, because enough is enough. Just because you give a Black man $37 million doesn't mean you can't let him not post this and tell other people they should go see it, regardless of the contents. If you can suggest Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if you can suggest movies with atrocities towards Black people with no, and movies with harmful stereotypes about Black people with no recourse, and make billions of dollars on it at places like Myra Goldwyn Metros, or whatever it's called, whatever these huge movie houses that are not named anything from Black people, African Americans, Negroes, pick whatever they're calling us now, because there is some type of something going on when you constantly rename people that are here and built this country, and you constantly reassign an identity to them, but don't allow them to identify themselves. Can you make it make sense? Can you see where the confusion is? Can you see where the confusion happens to logical people? Okay. Anyway. Okay, I breathed, you guys. I breathed. Thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves. Leave a comment. Make sure you smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell. I'll see you in the next video.